sweet little garbanzo beans. So today's reading we are doing is, an important question. I feel like it's good to check in and think about every once in a while. And it is, what soul lessons are you currently working on? Now, these can manifest in any area of your life. It doesn't have to be limited to one particular region, like relationships or finances, career. It's arguable that with that concept of, as above, so below, that, even things that may seem unrelated are manifestations of this soul lesson process. So this could be, these could be lessons that you have been working on for a while and are still working your way through. These could be new lessons altogether, but really this is just here to answer the questions of, what are you working on currently? And also too, I want to say, I pulled out of a soul lessons journey deck, I pulled one lesson per stack, but you could be working on multiple soul lessons. So it's not to say this is the only thing that you're working on at this time. So we have 3 options to choose from today. You can always go back to the thumbnail if you want to see all 3 of them, but I will just put it out here. We have stack 1 with a lovely tanzanite bracelet. Look at that. We have stack 2 with this lovely hematite bracelet. Hematite, oh. And we have stack 3 with this lovely kunzite bracelet. So I'll put them out for a moment. Hang on, I'll make it so you guys can see. So we have 1, we have 2. They're getting away from me. And we have 3. So stack 1, stack 2, stack 3. Take a minute, think about it. All right. If you need more time, pause the video. And we are going to get started with stack 1. So, hi stack 1. Okay, so you picked the lovely tanzanite bracelet. It is gorgeous. I've been wearing it a ton lately. I love it. I'm going to be honest, I'm not super knowledgeable about crystals quite yet, so I don't want to speak to its properties and meaning and accidentally give you wrong information. But if you are drawn to this particular crystal, I highly recommend looking up its properties, its uses, its associations, its correspondence, because there may be additional messages for you. So we're going to start with this card, which is going to talk about what lessons you're working on. I almost said what language you're working on. So maybe you're learning a new way to communicate, because that was quite a slip. I pulled oracle cards ahead of time, but then I'm going to shuffle and pull tarot on camera. So the lesson that you are working on at this time, you're working on abundance. I don't know if you can see. Sorry about my nails, by the way. I don't have an excuse. I just don't really I forget to do it all the time. But it says, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Okay, so I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this little baby right here. So this is at the forefront of your reading. Okay, so first of all, there's the obvious meaning of abundance in terms of manifesting something in your physical reality. I do feel like you guys are doing a lot of root chakra work right now, and possibly throat chakra work as well. I'm also getting the feeling a lot of you are utilizing your third eye, whether you're aware of it or not, and you're really visualizing what you want. And this may come in the form of like really mapping out what it is that you want for yourself. This has many different forms, but I really feel like this is you really thinking about, visualizing, planning, really putting yourself in the shoes of a version of yourself that has what you're trying to bring into fruition, if that makes any sense. And I feel like this is what's paying off. So you may be working with the law of attraction. You may be working on manifestation principles. Again, there's this like blue throat chakra energy, and I said like, what language are you working on originally? So I feel like this may be a new way to communicate that's going to bring greater abundance into your life. I also feel like there's a lot of interconnectedness that's coming in for you at this time. So let me see. I want to see what other oracle cards you get. Ooh, you have the lady embodiment. Oh, you have I honor how I want to feel. That's so beautiful. I love this deck. I'm going to link all my decks in the description box below, by the way. Oh, you have surrender to the divine, full moon. I'll move this little bitty aside. And then you have waning moon. What do I need to release? Yeah, so immediately there's a lot of principles here of manifestation. I'm just going to move this aside for you guys. Sorry about that. And it's super interesting. So the lady in this deck is kind of talking about, it's almost like a magician energy. If you notice, she's got the crow with her as well. And she's kind of got multiple different backgrounds and seasons depicted on the card. I'm actually going to grab it so you can see it. Yeah, so she's got doves, bees, crows, and a swan. So she's got a lot of different animals that fly with her. She's got a lot of different backgrounds. She's, again, very similar to the magician because she's got a cup. She's got her little ritual dagger. She has her flame right here, and then there's water nearby, and there's the moon. So, like, she's kind of, again, that energy of the magician. This is all about manifestation all day. And I feel like again, with I honor how I want to feel, and also surrender to the divine and what do you need to release. I feel like the lessons you're working on right now, this is all about your manifestation, and I feel like there is this element of communication with spirit that you've been getting in touch with. So perhaps you're opening up to your spiritual gifts. Perhaps you're really, like, again, working with the law of attraction or with manifestation principles. Because when I see full moons, these are all about, these are all about culmination, celebration, manifestation, but also release, right? So the way I view it personally is, you set intentions at the new moon, and then 6 months later at that full moon, you either start to see your manifestation come to fruition, or if there are major blockages toward your manifestation happening, those are, released at the full moon. Those start to dissipate. And that's kind of more the vibe of what I see here with this, what do you need to release? We also have a lot of snow depicted in this card. And if you are in the northern hemisphere, it's winter, so whether it actually snows where you are or not, this is kind of talking about this time frame. But to me, what I'm seeing here is that you're in the process of releasing what doesn't serve you to make room for your manifestations with that I honor how I want to feel, right? And with the lady here too, this is very much the energy of, like, you have everything that you need to be able to create this abundance for yourself. And I feel like you're just tapping into that wisdom just now, or, at this time. I do feel like too, with like these kind of cards right here, as well as with your tanzanite, I feel like you're doing a lot of healing right now, and you're doing release work, and I feel like this is all to prepare you for your abundance coming in. And you may be consciously aware of this, you might not be. So yeah, let's pull some tarot. So I'm going to be using the Food Fortunes deck by Josh Lafayette. It's so good. And it's super interesting too. So in the traditional tarot, only 2 cards have an infinity symbol on it. It's the Magician and the Strength card. But in this deck, every single card has the infinity symbol on it, which is, to me, very heavily associated with, that as above, so below kind of principle, but also is heavily associated with manifestation. And I really like it. So all the cards in this deck are themed around, like, making food. And for me personally, cooking is all about creation and manifestation, as well as, like, self-sufficiency, right? Because I remember the first thing I ever learned how to cook was, like, boxed mac and cheese. But I was I was enthralled with it personally, because I'm like, oh my God, this thing that I normally have to wait for my parents to make for me, I now can make myself. Like, I don't have to wait for anybody to have what I want. And that was such an exhilarating feeling that for me, cooking after that became so associated with independence, creation, and manifestation. So I love that this is the deck or like this is the theme that's coming up, and that this is the deck I felt drawn to use for today's reading, because this really speaks to like you having what you need to be able to create exactly what you want for yourself. So this is already very empowering and very exciting. So I pre-shuffled the deck, but I'm just like shuffling a little more. Oops, sorry if you can hear my cats. They are playing a game of slaps downstairs. There's this one. This one. Oh, shoot. Okay, and this one. Okay, so we have, this would be the Knight of Wands reversed. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it. This would be the Chariot. This would be the Five of Pentacles. Oh, it looks really good. I'm hungry now. Shouldn't have used this deck, man. Ooh, and the King of Swords. Okay. All right. I get to stay up. Okay. Right away, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Five of Pentacles, what I am seeing here is that there is this, I feel like you've been losing some, like kind of running out of steam, maybe losing some enthusiasm for what you're manifesting, particularly with that Five of Pentacles. If you've been hitting setbacks, if you're kind of just like, I'm all done, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like that's kind of, I feel like it may be hard for you to keep sight of the dream, right? Because the Knight of Wands is somebody who is like very, very passionate. He's very excited. His drawbacks is that sometimes he does lack the longevity needed for whatever it is he's working on, but he's always very enthusiastic. The Knight of Wands is also fire energy, so this may be involving an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Similarly, we have the King of Swords, so this is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we have the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy represented. Those may resonate, but they don't have to. But I feel like this is something you're trying to bring into fruition, and I feel like you're tired, right? The Five of Pentacles is all about feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like you are left out in the cold, like you're abandoned. And like I was talking about this on my Instagram the other day, which if you don't follow me there, you should, because I do regular content posts, so it's real fun. But really what I am seeing is like, this is, so of the Pentacles cards, there are only two that have like kind of a spiritual background to it, right? And this is the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, because they both depict a religious building. So when I see the Five of Pentacles, which is all about feeling abandoned, feeling like you don't have enough, there's always this kind of little element of not just feeling abandoned in a physical, material world sense, but like almost feeling abandoned by spirit. Excuse me. And this is what I'm seeing here is I feel like you're kind of, whatever this is that you've been trying to create for yourself, I feel like you're kind of losing steam, or you're losing confidence in either yourself or in spirit. It kind of feels like you've been going through these challenges, these trials, these tribulations with the Five of Pentacles, and like it's been hard for you to stay motivated. It's been hard for you to keep the faith and to keep moving forward. And that's understandable. But we have this, what do you need to release card? And I feel like what needs to be released is this Five of Pentacles energy, feeling like there's not enough, right? And this also goes for if you have been thinking about trying to bring something new into your life, particularly something creative. You may be kind of, I'm hearing imposter syndrome. You may be kind of feeling like, I don't have the qualifications. I don't have the skills. I can't do this. And this is Spirit kind of letting you know, like with the Lady card, that you are more than capable. You've got this. You can handle this. You have all of the tools you need. And so, what do we need to release is this idea that you don't have enough, that you're not qualified enough, that you're not enough, right? Because it's absolutely not true. And with this card of, I honor how I want to feel. There we go. This is kind of just letting you know, like, you are enough, but B, you deserve to live a life that really honors what lives in your heart and soul, right? And like, that's the most powerful magic you'll ever have for manifestation. Not to sound like after school specially about it, but the most powerful magic you can ever create is this knowledge of your own divinity and this knowledge of what you deserve as a person, as a soul. So that's really, really nice to see. For some of you too, it's really interesting because your lesson is abundance, and then the Five of Pentacles is like the complete opposite of that. For some of you, I feel like this is kind of like letting you know, like, hey, don't lose hope and enthusiasm because you have what you need, right? With this energy of the lady and the abundance, like, you have everything you need. Just maybe like the energy I'm getting is kind of looking at the world around you differently, right? With fresh eyes. So maybe releasing this idea of, I'm never going to get the things I need. I don't have, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough skills. There's something where it feels like if you just kind of reevaluate your resources from a different perspective, you'd be surprised at what you find. Because the King of Swords right here, he's very smart. He's very analytical. He's very practical as well. So I feel like there's some type of practical aspect that maybe you've overlooked, or maybe you've kind of like discounted it, and Spirit's saying, no, look again, because there is, everything you need is here. We've given you everything you're going to need to do this. So maybe this is, an opportunity that you didn't think you thought was a long shot. Maybe this was like, applying for a loan that you need to start a business, or asking somebody to collaborate with you, and you've kind of just discounted it as not a real option before you even, gave it, an honest shot. And this is Spirit kind of saying, well, no, think again, like, try again, because you have a lot more at your disposal than I think you realize, because there's also this surrender to the divine card here. There we go. And this is something kind of saying, like, what you wants you as well, right? Like, what I'm really hearing is Spirit wouldn't put a dream in your heart and then give you no way of getting there. I think there's just this element of needing to reevaluate your approach or your resources in this process. And all of this is leading you, all of this is leading you to the Chariot, right? This is success. This is victory. This is like divine will. And the thing about the Chariot that I really like is that this is success through your own self-mastery. Because in the traditional card, there is a mostly black sphinx with white accents, and then a mostly white sphinx with black accents that's pulling the Chariot. And this is like representative of you mastering your light and shadow sides, right? So this is very much like you're getting what you want. You are reaching victory because you know yourself in all aspects, because you really work within your own limitations. You use everything at your disposal, and you like, again, it's self-mastery. You have mastered yourself, and as a result, you know how to use, everything that's depicted on the Magician card or in the Lady. Like, you know how to use your thoughts wisely. You know how to use your your physical resources wisely. You know how to use your emotions wisely. And if you've been really working with the law of attraction or working on manifesting something, you know how to use energy wisely. And this also may be, I'm getting this as well, this may be kind of a little component here with the fact that the King of Swords is upright, but the Knight of Wands, so 2 court cards, this one's reversed. You may have a very good understanding of energy dynamics, but not be overlooking something in the mental aspect of whatever your plan is, or vice versa. You may have planned it all out, but there may be this element where you're lacking belief, right? There's something here about, there's just this missing piece. But once you kind of master that and master yourself, you can bring in this abundance for yourself. So, yeah, so, just to kind of sum it up and to recap, what lesson are you working on at this time? This is abundance. This is understanding your own power, your own personal empowerment, and really learning how to, it's not even call in what you want, it's ground your manifestation, because what you want is on its way to you. It just kind of needs a home to land, is sort of the vibe I'm getting. So, I think that's everything I have for group 1. I hope this was helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, I have my Etsy shop link in the description box down below. I offer a variety of readings, but if you don't see something that meets your specific financial or spiritual needs, please DM me, because I'm happy to make a custom reading for you to help out with whatever your situation is. So, thank you so much for being here today, my sweet little garbanzo beans, and I will see you next time, and I'm about to move on to group number 2. Hi, group 2. So you folks were attracted to this lovely hematite bracelet. I'm just going to put this right over here. Okay. So immediately with the hematite, I feel like this might be this might be my empath pile, or my highly sensitives. You may also just be very sensitive to energy at this time, but I feel like y'all need some grounding. I feel like you guys could use something stable. It doesn't have to necessarily be either even grounding in more of a meditative sense, but I feel like there's just this need for stability more than anything else. So whatever you've been going through, I feel like it's had a lot of ups and downs. So I'm going to just get started with your oracle. So this card is going to represent the soul lesson you've been working on at this time. As I said with group 1, this may be a lesson you've been working on for a while. This may be something that's new to you. This may be, something that you're wrapping up. And this doesn't have to be the only soul lesson you're working on. This is just the one that Spirit wants to bring to your attention today. So you guys got, you got forgiveness. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Okay. So for you guys immediately with the combination of orange and purple, I feel like there is this blockage with forgiveness, and for you, I feel like it's blocking something psychically, just because of that purple, or it's blocking some type of manifestation with the orange, right? This is divine feminine energy, so this is like all about empathy. So again, this is very much like my empath pile. But I feel like there's something where it just, I feel like it's something you've been going round and round in circles on. I feel like this is a situation where, maybe some of you really want to forgive the situation or forgive this person, but you're very much struggling to. This has a lot of heart chakra energy as well. I do feel like, sorry, I thought I had to burp. I do feel like you're getting a lot of spiritual advice and downloads right now through your intuition, potentially through your dreams. But if you're struggling to stay grounded, I don't know if you're getting all of the information. So literal grounding meditations may be very helpful for you. And there's a bunch on YouTube. There's so many. If you live near nature, especially, it's super beneficial to spend time out in nature. But it's not the only way to ground, so don't worry if you don't. But I just really feel like you've been through a lot emotionally, and Spirit really wants to help you come into greater understanding, is what I'm feeling like, about a situation, so you can forgive it and you can move forward with whatever happened. So let's see what else you get for your oracle cards, and then we'll pull some tarot. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you got Moon with timing. This is card 15, in case that matters to you. You got, I surrender to a power greater than me. I'll just move this in the back. There we go. Okay, okay, you got meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Trying to see if you could see it. All right, well, they're not all going to be able to stay uncovered. I'm so sorry. And then you got full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, so can I do this? Can we make this happen, you guys? We can. We can do this. All right. So this is really what you are working on at this time. Right off the bat, I love that meditate and contemplate came up since that's what we're talking about. So meditation would be incredibly helpful for you at this time. With the end of a tough cycle approaches, so we had full moon in Capricorn in early July this year, and this was an eclipse, which is interesting because we have full moon images right here. And at the time I'm filming this, and this is a timeless reading, but at the time I'm filming and releasing this, we just had the full moon in Gemini eclipse as well. So it's full moon eclipse to full moon eclipse. And this is, eclipses are always really powerful energy. And I always say, I actually just said this in the last group, with the full moon, I always see it as, you set intentions at the new moon, and then at the full moon, either they come into fruition or like you make a major step forward, right? Because they're all about celebration, manifestation, and culmination, or whatever is really serving to be a major blockage to you moving forward is brought to light, right? Because the full moon is so bright. It's brought to light, and that way you can address it and it can dissipate. So by, the cycle between the full moon and the next new moon, hopefully either you have brought into fruition your manifestation, or it is very, very close, right? You've taken a big step forward in a measurable, noticeable way. So what I'm feeling here, because we have this full moon and then this full moon, I'm really feeling like there's something that, again, you need to have illuminated to you, because I don't know if you can tell there's a little owl up here. And with the rabbits are always about fertility, but I think about them as luck. So I feel like there is an element of serendipity here, but there is like this feels like this is a timing thing. Like this information that's about to be revealed to you, or that spirit is trying to give you, couldn't have been revealed a moment sooner. It had to be something that you really worked through and you sat with for a while, because that's part of your spiritual journey, and that's part of the soul contract associated with this situation. This may have started, or something major may have happened with the full moon in Capricorn. So maybe back in July you had a falling out with somebody, you had a major argument. There's just, because I'm also noticing there's two little fish here. And in every other depiction, I love that there's fish, and there's land animals, and then there's half and half going on with the Capricorn, like fish goat. But really what I'm seeing here, I feel like this situation may have happened then, but I feel like there's somebody else involved in this, obviously, because there's forgiveness involved. But I feel like it's like a dualistic thing. There's a need to forgive this person, but there's also a need to forgive the situation. And, this is a general reading, so it could go the other way. Maybe you did something to somebody else and you really are hoping they'll forgive you, and you're very concerned about approaching them. Because, we all do things that we regret, and it can be really challenging to try to approach the person that we hurt. But sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages. I'm just filtering through. What I'm most strongly feeling is that there is this situation. I do feel like for many of you, this is going to be you needing to forgive someone else or a situation. And what I'm really noticing is that at the heart is this butterfly, right? And there's almost like a ripple effect. And it looks kind of like the full moon. There is something that you need to release. There's something that needs to be shown to you, because you've been in this confusing energy of going back and forth about forgiving this person. You've been in this confusing energy about, I really feel like trying to understand, all I keep hearing is just why. Trying to understand why somebody would do something like that. With the image on the new moon in Pisces, I feel like this person probably mirrored you a lot, felt like soul family to you. This feels like I had this feeling that you felt like you were equals. You felt like you were on the same page, like you had the same values, and then maybe this person pulled the rug out from under you. But what I'm really seeing more than anything else is that this is most likely there is some type of karmic contract between the two of you. And I feel like that's being resolved because it's the end of a tough cycle that approaches, right? This is once again with I surrender to a power greater than me and meditate and contemplate. This is Spirit very heavily advising you to try in whatever way works for you to connect with your spiritual team. So if you meditate, that's great. If you, if you talk to your guides, that's great. If you do tarot, if you do any other form of divination, if you have an altar or a sacred space, if you go for walks in nature, whatever it is that you personally do to connect to source energy, you're being highly encouraged at this time to spend as much time as you can spare in that space. I'm also hearing like journaling might be helpful because they're trying to give you answers to help clear up whatever happened here, whatever doesn't make any sense. Because with this full moon in Capricorn, I can definitely see this was really, really difficult, right? And it's interesting we have the images of 2 full moons here, but we have 1 new moon. So I feel like this is something where, again, it involves another person, but this is, you're trying to come together. You're trying to close out this cycle together in order to start something new, whether this is in this relationship or just to close it out so you're not carrying it around forever. And I think it's really interesting. We have a land creature here and we have sea creatures and we got half and half. So maybe this is one of those things where it seems like it wouldn't make any sense, but you guys just get each other, right? And that may have been some of the magic of the connection, and that may have caused this confusion of like, well, how could this have happened? I thought we were something different is just what I keep hearing. So let me pull some tarot about this. I'm going to try as much as possible to shuffle on camera. So I've pre-shuffled the deck, but this one. Oh, okay. Oof, all right, I see. So, I'm just going to set them up this way. Whoo, okay. Okay, so let's see what we get here. I want to acknowledge we have the 4 of Wands. We have the equivalent of the Strength card. We have the Tower. We have the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the Sun. So right off the bat of your 5 cards, 3 are major arcana, and the other 2 are like really, really big, important cards, especially for interpersonal relationships. Sorry, I'm just sitting differently to try to be comfortable. Okay, so not for everybody, but there is a strong lean that this may have to do with a very serious relationship, likely a divine counterpart. If you resonate with the label of twin flame, this may be describing that energy because we have the 4 of Wands, and literally we have the flame, but it does not have to be. We have Leo energy represented twice with the Strength card and the Sun. So heavy Leo energy. We have some Pisces, a little bit of Cancer, and some Capricorn energy going on here. But I feel like this is somebody who, with the Tower being right in the middle, these are unexpected, abrupt changes that kind of like turn your world upside down. And with the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like this is somebody you built something very solid with, or there's like this, excuse me, there's this like long-term potential in what you had with this person or what they were offering, right? This also could be because of the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. This could be family. So you may be struggling with a family member and really like trying very hard to forgive them, or really hoping they'll forgive you. And there's this element to which, again, there's something here that's very, very established, whether this is you've like established material security together, whether you have established a relationship, a very solid relationship over a lot of time, or whether you've just established a very substantial connection through what you share, through what you have, right? Through, with the full moons, how you illuminate parts of your soul journey and experience for each other. There's so much heart-centered energy here. And I was picking up on that earlier, but then seeing the 2 Leo representative cards, that absolutely confirms it for me. There's so much here about about the heart, about the way you love. And I don't know if y'all can see, but there's a little salmon right here that's swimming upstream. I feel like this is somebody who, either you guys were willing to go the distance for each other, or you have, right? You've really stuck it out time after time, no matter what your differences are, no matter, what you have been through. You've been very loyal to each other. You have really it kind of feels like, I know, I don't know much, but I know 2 things every day. The sun will rise and this person will love me, or this person will be there for me. This person will back me up. And I feel like whatever happened with the Tower really shook you up a lot. Like maybe they, if this is romantic, maybe this person cheated on you, or they took advantage of you in some way. They, with that 10 of Pentacles, they may have destroyed some kind of material, thing that you've established together, like a savings account, or, we have 2 things that talk about home and family here. So maybe, you were trying to get a home with this person and something fell apart because of something that they did. You know what I mean? This is something where this had a lot of potential to go the distance. And I feel like this person pulled the rug out from under you, or again, maybe this is you just because this is a general reading. And I feel like it's been very, very hard for you because with the sun here and with strength, again, there's this loyalty. There's this very strong heart-centered energy. Leo is known for being a sign and an energy that is very, very giving, very, very loving. And I feel very passionate as well. But I mostly I feel like when things are good, you guys are in alignment, there's so much happiness here, right? And this is why even when sometimes things maybe don't make sense or they don't line up between you two, or other people are like, I don't get it. You guys are like peas in a pod. It's because at the soul, especially at the soul, spiritually and emotionally, you guys are the same kind of energy. And I feel like whatever happened, I feel like mostly this is the other person. You're being called to work on forgiveness through this relationship, right? And because it's such a strong bond, this may be why you're being asked to work your way through forgiveness with this person, right? Because if we didn't care about somebody, we wouldn't really care about doing the work to forgive them. But if we have a lot of love in our hearts for somebody, it really challenges us to grow and find new ways of feeling and expressing ourselves. And this doesn't mean to let, a toxic person or a toxic relationship back into your life. Not at all, right? Because you have to do what's good and what's healthy for you, right? And this is, I think, the difficult part of forgiveness is holding in your heart with equal intent and, what's the word I'm looking for, you guys? Holding in your heart with equal intent and I also say support, for lack of a better word, the idea that you can love somebody unconditionally and you can forgive them for what they've done wrong, but you can also not invite them into your life at this time, right? It's like that concept of, and I wish they made cards that said this, but I love you so much, but you're no good for me right now. And this may be, I'm feeling like if this is resonating, I feel like the separation hasn't been too long, and I'm not getting the feeling of years and years for most of you. I feel like this is probably months, maybe a little over a year. But I feel like this is the point of what you're going through right now, and the point of trying to experience forgiveness is to have this growth and this expansion in the heart space. Ooh, excuse me, I thought I had to burp. In the heart chakra, just because we have all this heart-centered energy, and we have, the Four of Wands is often regarded as the twin flame card, because in the traditional tarot, it's a celebration, right? And there are 2 wands holding a canopy up, or there are 4, excuse me, but there are 2 on either side of this couple. So it's kind of that 11/11 portal. And we, again, timeless reading, but at the time I'm filming and releasing this, we did just have the 11/11 portal about a month ago. So that may be in kind of, playing into this very, very heavily at this time. But this is somebody who brought you a lot of joy. This is a connection that brings you a lot of joy, or a situation. I am really strongly feeling connection here, and I'm feeling it about equally for romantic or like a family connection. But, this is somebody who brought you a lot of joy, who there seemed to be a lot of stability with. This is somebody who you feel like you could build something with. And this is somebody who you have a lot of love and loyalty for. And somebody who makes you very, very happy too. Somebody who I'm really like, they're the spice of life for you. This is somebody who you just find a lot of joy with. And I think it's interesting. All of these are in broad daylight except the tower, which is in darkness. And we have darkness up there in the moon card. So I feel like this person, when things are in a good place, they just like, they light up your world in some important way. And I also wanted to comment really quickly too. We have full moon, full moon, full moon right here. And I like that this one has the little pig that flies on the design. So this really tells me that this situation with this person really felt like almost an impossibility of like, oh yeah, this person will ditch out on me or will like betray me when pigs fly, kind of an idea. Again, it's very sure, like I don't know much in life, but I know the sun will rise tomorrow and I can count on this person. And I feel like whatever it was just really pulled the rug out from under you, and that may be why you're attracted to the hematite, because you really need to ground right now, especially if you're very emotionally and empathically connected to this person. Because I'm really noticing the little rabbit up here is like, I don't know if you can see. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Hang on. I wasn't intending on that. Oh, no. I did the thing wrong. All right, hang on. We got this. You guys ready? We got it. Okay. Bam. Ah! No. Oh, no, you guys. Okay. All right. Okie dokie. You know what? We're just going to go back to what was working. But what I wanted to point out originally is that the rabbit right here has its legs on either side. Here we go. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get too fancy with my footwork here. But it has its legs on either side of the ground. And there's this like river rushing in between, like under its body. And to me, this feels like trying to find, excuse me, trying to find grounding and balance in this situation, and like feeling like your emotions are threatening to consume you is kind of the vibe that I'm picking up on. So I'm going to pull you guys a little bit more tarot, because, I want to see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm shuffling off camera because it's just easier. Oh, okay, I see. Whew. All right. So you guys got the duo reversed, which would be the hermit. The golden ball, there we go, which would be the justice card. And the cast iron, yeah, which would be the 10 of swords. Okay. So right away, it's super interesting because the pillars on the duo, I don't know if you can see it. It's PB&J, but it reminds me of the High Priestess. So even though this is the Hermit, what I'm feeling like is that this is calling you to really expand yourself spiritually as well as emotionally. And I feel like the two are very connected too. And I feel like this connection has come in to really challenge how you see yourself and how you participate in relationships, as well as how you view connection, right? Because the Hermit upright is very much like loner energy, right? Kind of like going within and spiritually seeking. And it's not, which is interesting because in this deck it's the duo, which is like the antithesis of the Hermit energy. So I feel like this has challenged you to really go within, right? And this has challenged you to, I feel like the vibe I'm getting from this is like finding them challenged you to like connect to another person that strongly, and that then having this tower moment challenged you to be able to be on your own in some way, shape, or form, right? Not saying you're not comfortable on your own, but like experiencing this intense connection and then experiencing the fallout from that and the healing process from that. And I feel like that's the lesson you're working on with this forgiveness, because we have the golden ball, and that is, like I said, that's justice energy. So this may be a Libra. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is also Virgo energy. So you may be a Virgo or a Libra, or this may involve a Virgo or a Libra. But we have justice and we have the 10 of Swords. So right away, again, we have two tens. This is something where this is a painful ending, a bitterly painful ending. This is something that you didn't expect. So whenever I see the 10 of Swords and the Tower together, I'm like, oh, God, I'm so sorry. And I feel like, there was karma that had to be resolved. There was a karmic cycle that needed to come to completion, but I also feel like things are coming into balance with the justice energy. I can see that this has been a long, long road for you. And I think that working through your complex feelings with this person is part of your spiritual path. Both in the lessons you learn from this situation, I don't know if you can see that, as well as what you end up like how you end up applying those lessons later on. So yeah, really what I see you working on through this is learning how to make equal space in your heart and soul for the fact that you can love somebody very, very deeply, and that they can do something very hurtful, but it's not meant to hurt you, if that makes any sense. Like it's like not personally about you, but it feels very personal to you, if that makes any sense. And I feel like right now, the challenges you're going through with this attempt to forgive is in making room for something to be very, very special to you and mean quite a lot for you. With this karmic energy, the attraction may have been very, very intense, which makes the breakup or the split, the Tower moment, that much more painful. But I feel like you're being challenged to really open up and expand your conceptions of love, as well as I feel like expand how you connect to other people in general. So this is a time of a lot of soul growth for you, and this is going to be a very important relationship in your life. And I feel like that's kind of what you're working on right now through the intense emotions you feel from this connection. So I hope that was helpful, Group 2. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my Etsy shop. The link is in the description below. I do offer a variety of readings, but if you don't see something that meets your specific spiritual or financial needs, please DM me, because I'm totally happy to make a custom reading for you. Anyway, I am wishing you guys all of the best and the most beautiful things that life has to offer, and I will be seeing you soon. All right, bye, Group 2. Hi, Group 3. Okay, so you were attracted to this lovely kunzite bracelet. I don't know it, but this is associated with the sign of Cancer, so you may be a Cancer or dealing with one. But I'm going to put this right here. I do feel like this is a time where there's a lot more softness and a lot of love coming in for you at this time. This may be wrapped up in, sorry, there's cat fur. This may be wrapped up in your soul lesson, but does not necessarily have to be. So right away, this is going to be the card that represents the soul lesson you're working on. This may be a lesson you've been working on for a while, or this may be a new one, or this may be one that you're kind of in the middle of, right? You could be at any stage in this, and this also doesn't have to be the only soul lesson you're working on. This is just the one that Spirit wants to bring to your attention. So y'all got, okay, you got health. Can you see that? Yeah. It says, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So I'm going to put that right there. Immediately with the health, I like that there's a lot of green here. So I feel like there's a lot of growth. I do want to throw it out here because I have to say it. I am not a mental nor physical health professional. Please do not take what I say as a substitute for professional advice. I'm here to merely try to lend a spiritual lens and context and perception to our earthly events that we experience. So Sorry, but I have to say it. Anyway, so there's a lot of green here. I feel like there's a lot of growth. If you've been having issues with your health, you may start to see improvements. You may start to see movement forward. I feel like you may start to also see a lot of answers. With all the gold here and this being the lotus imagery, I'm thinking about like you may start getting epiphanies and downloads about what to do next if you're having issues with your mental or physical health, or about what the problem may be. So this is exciting. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, I'm going to pull the rest of or flip the rest of your oracle cards and then pull tarot for you. So you had Nemesis. This is card 25, which reduces to a 7, in case that's important for you. And this is Lessons. You have, all right, you see that? It says, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Oh, those little owls. You had Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. I didn't look at these cards either before I pulled them. And you had, interesting, okay, Full Moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. That's super interesting. So the last pile had New Moon in Pisces. So you may be a Pisces, oh, I'm so sorry, or be dealing with one. Let me see if I can, there we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep them upright as much as possible. I've been experimenting with different filming styles, so if you have one that you're like, that's really nice, or you have one where you're like, that's garbage, please feel free to leave that in the comments. I always want to make this a good experience for y'all. Okay, so right away we're talking about healing, and we see that right here. I feel like this could be physical, but I'm really getting this as emotional healing because we have all the blue-green kind of a color here. And this is also some element of spiritual healing because you have the, what are they called? Owls. There we go. Oh my gosh. Because you have the owls. With the Nemesis card, I feel like you've been fighting with something or someone, right? So maybe there's going to be healing to a relationship, but really the feeling I get more than anything else is some element of fighting yourself, or fighting against yourself. This could be fighting against your, like if you're having health problems, like fighting against your own body. I have this feeling of like fighting against your own energy in one way or another. And once again, please do not substitute anything I'm saying for professional advice. But I feel like if you're going through health problems, I feel like there have been spiritual lessons attached to that. And once again, this could also talk about like your mental health in the sense of like learning how to deal with that, or learning how to deal with that. What is the word I'm trying to think of? Hang on, I'm trying to get the right word for it. Like learning how to, let me look at what she's got. Yeah, okay. So learning how to balance your emotions with your coping skills is really what I'm getting, right? Because she's got the apple in the other hand, and the apple is all about temptation to me, as well as knowledge. So I feel like this is like learning how to balance your emotional health in a healthy, constructive way might be something that you have been working on. You might be somebody who is prone to engage in coping mechanisms that are not always the healthiest. Hang on, I'm just moving this way so you can see. Okay. And that's okay, like, right, we all do that. But I feel like there is, oh gosh, I feel like because we have balance, spirituality, and practicality, I feel like there is some element to which, hang on, I'm trying to get the right words for this. There's something that's out of balance here. And again, I feel like there's some element where with the apple, either there's a temptation, like there may be escapist kind of temptations, or, at the farther, more extreme end of the spectrum, like addictive substances or behaviors. But I feel like there's also this like, so I'm sensing two things. Either this is like a literal tangible thing, or that this is like there's this quest for knowledge, right? Because there's a little crow over there too, and crows for me are really heavily associated with magic. I feel like there's this quest for knowledge to try to understand something, and I think, you know, there's this balance that needs to be had between your spiritual evolution and your like current physical world circumstances, and like the amount of, I'm hearing healthy reflection and contemplation that you're doing for yourself, right? Because what I'm sensing here, first of all, I want to mention really quickly, we have 2 fish and 2 owls, so this may involve another person. Really what I'm sensing here, if I had to kind of sum it all up, is that I feel like you've been going back and forth on something. I feel like you've been a little bit less than grounded. I feel like you've been searching for answers to the point where you're burning yourself out, if that makes any sense at all. I feel like this has been something with all the fire and the Nemesis card. This has been something that you have really been on fire for. This may have been something that you were very angry about, and you're trying to find answers. You're trying to, I don't know, I feel like you're trying to cope with it, right? So it's really interesting because we have that I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul, and then we have that temptations with the apple card, and I also have, that temptation sort of idea with the lessons card. With the apple imagery, and there's also mushrooms in the corner. So for some of you, I am going to say this, I do feel like this has to do with like healthy coping mechanisms, right? Because Piscean energy, Neptunian energy can be all about escapism, but it can also be about like things that are hard to really get a grasp on. And I feel like there's something that is getting in the way of your healing, that you're trying to find balance between. Whether this is overthinking, whether this is like literal substances, whether this is unhealthy habits, I really feel like there is something that is in the way of your healing process, and the time is coming to really deal with that. To like, Spirit's trying to call your attention to taking things slowly and in balance, especially because right now I feel like you're going through a healing period. So let's pull tarot and see what you got. I'm shuffling off camera because it's too hard for me to shuffle on camera. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, we're going to do one here. I'm trying so hard not to look at them because I like to be surprised with you guys. Here, I'm going to flip them in a sec. Okay. So you have, okay, King of Swords. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. The 5 of Cups reversed. Oh, and the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. So right away, because we have the King and Queen coming out, I do feel like, again, this is 2 people. This may very well be a romantic relationship. What I'm seeing here is that with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, there's been like an unlucky streak, right? Excuse me. You may have been in connection with this person, whether romantic or not. And I say romantic because in the 5 of Cups, we have 3 cups that are spilled over. Well, 2 in this card. And then we have 2 that are left upright, right? So that indicates the 2 of Cups. That's a soulmate energy. But you're coming up as a match with the King and the Queen, but the King is upright and the Queen is reversed. I feel like you let your guard down to this person, or the 2 main scenarios, I feel like you either let your guard down to this person and something happened that just like really took you by surprise, or once again, you may be somebody who's very, excuse me, very analytical, very, I'm hearing boundary oriented. Maybe somebody who's generally a little bit guarded. But for this person, I feel like you just kind of inherently recognized each other. I feel like your walls were just like down for this person, right? And there's this situation that happened, or multiple situations, with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. There may be 3 situations because you're dealing with a trio. But there was this situation where it just totally took you by surprise. And I feel like this was really, really hard for you to deal with. I feel like it's something where the vibe I'm getting, because the king's upright and the queen's reversed, is like this is a situation where you feel like they had all the power and you did not. And this could be swapped because it's general, but I feel like this was like a situation where, you know, they had all the power, but you did not, or they were, you know, kind of more, if this person liked to play mind games, I feel like they had the upper hand and you did not see it coming. Yeah, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, I can see things have not been going your way. And with the Five of Cups reversed, I feel like you've been in this period where you've been trying to, I feel like you've been trying to release grief. For some of you, I feel like you're trying to rush through the healing process, and Spirit's kind of saying, well, no, you know, like take your time to heal and make sure you're healing in a balanced and grounded way. We do have 2 full moon images. So I do feel like you are releasing quite a lot, and this is Spirit kind of coming in to tell you throughout this situation, like, look, there is still happiness available. There are still good things, right? It's not worth making this person your nemesis, because this was here to like help you learn and to grow you as a person, right? And Spirit's really telling you, like, lean on me, lean on us to help direct you in this regard. To have faith in your soul's journey, faith in our support of your soul's journey and your soul's growth. You know, feels very much like we've got you. So yeah, this feels very much like we've got you, you know. It's okay to trust in us and to trust in this situation. Like I said, I do feel like there was something unexpected that happened and that you're in a period of healing from that, right? So if the Five of Cups is normally this guy who's looking at 3 cups spilled over, but he's so focused on what he's lost that he misses the 2 cups, like I said, that soulmate energy that are still available to him. So I feel like right now, you may be in a period of emotional healing. And I feel like if that's the case, this is kind of just like a pep talk, like, hey, there are still 2 cups available to you. There's still love, there is still fulfillment, there is still joy, right? And I feel like, maybe you're either trying to rush the healing process, or perhaps for some of you, maybe you've been kind of focused on getting answers from this person, or been really focused on, like, some of you may be even thinking about something like revenge, like, I just can't believe they did this, I'm going to make them pay for it, kind of a feeling. But I feel like because the woman's got the apple and the cup, right? So this is knowledge balanced with emotions. I feel like this is really trying to get you to come to terms with what has happened and to try to only seek out the information you need in order to be in an emotionally, spiritually, and physically healthy place. And similarly, I think this is also encouraging you to make sure you use healthy coping mechanisms through this process, which is so much easier said than done. But this is kind of just like an added little thing of like, okay, balance your spirituality with your practicality, right? So like, make sure you are tending to yourself spiritually, but don't get so lost in it that you forget about taking care of your practical needs, and vice versa. So I want to pull more tarot about this because I'm curious. Okay. I like to flip them all at once if I can. Okay. That one flipped over. And then this one. Alright, so let's see what we get. Yeah, and at the bottom was the chip breaker, which is the world in reverse. So I feel like this is something where it's a big cycle you're trying to wrap up. So we have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this is 7. I'm just making sure. We have the 6 of Wands upright. Love that one. And we had the King of Wands reversed. So this may involve a fire sign. That could be you. That could be another person. This also could talk about a creative project, right? Because on that Nemesis card, we have a ton of fire imagery as well. So this could be talking about a creative project. This could be talking about a business you're trying to start. The King of Wands is an excellent entrepreneur and networker. So this could kind of speak to that energy. But really, with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you put a lot of effort into this situation, whatever this may be for you. I feel like you might have overextended yourself because we have that health energy. This may be something that you just put a lot into, and I feel like you didn't get that back. And I feel like, again, there's been some quest for either answers or, like maybe revenge, or maybe like this quest for healing and transformation, because sometimes we can get a little monomaniacal about our own healing process, right? So healing is a good thing, and seeking knowledge and understanding is a wonderful thing. But sometimes it's really easy, like anything, if we don't have moderation, to get lost in, I need to figure out the answer, I need to figure out why, to the point where we do end up skipping over things like the healing process, or giving ourselves, the things that we need materially and tangibly in this world. And I'm definitely guilty of that. So if that's something you resonate with, I completely understand that. But I think, we have the Six of Wands here, so I do feel like there is some success that's waiting for you, right? Like, you are going to get there, right? Pisces energy is the 12th house, so it's the last house of the zodiac. This is very much like, and it's followed by Aries, right? So this is all about the self. So this is like the last stage in this cycle before you emerge a brand new version of yourself, essentially. With that King of Wands reversed, you may be feeling at this time like you don't have the energy or the motivation or the idea or the support to pursue either this situation or pursue whatever it is that you're trying to pursue personally. You may feel like you don't have the answers that you need in order to move forward, or that you're not being supported by the universe in some way. And I say that because the King of Wands, Wands is very soul-based, fiery energy. So when we feel like we're disempowered in that energy, it's feeling like we don't have the motivation, we don't have the spiritual support, we don't have the backing. And this is kind of letting you know, like, no, you do. You have it. But if you're struggling right now, take a moment to take a step back, trusting with that second card, trusting that the universe is taking care of you, the universe has got you, and knowing that you're in a period of healing right now. And taking a break to rest and recuperate and to do the healing work does not mean that you're not making progress, right? This is a very like slow burn kind of a feel. But I really like that you have the Six of Wands dead in the middle. It's the only one that's upright, right? So like with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, I feel like it feels as if you're putting a lot of effort in and not seeing anything back. And Spirit wants you to know, like, no, that's not it at all. You're healing right now, and that finding balance is the most important thing for you at this time, but that there is a victory. And with it being like the Danish card with all the fruits, especially, and the image of coffee, I feel like this is going to be very energizing, and this is going to be a very sweet victory and reward for you. So yeah, I think right now the soul lesson you're working on is how to let yourself heal, how to find balance in that. So whether you're somebody that's been on a healing journey for a long time and been like working on yourself for a long time, and it's about coming into acceptance of who you are, what you are, where you are in your path, or if you're somebody who has tried to kind of, push through and just, keep your head down and get things done, acknowledging that you are a soul, you're a being, you're a divine essence having a human experience, and you need time to get in touch with your spirituality, to heal, to rest, to really let yourself be held by the universe, and to know that the universe is backing you up 100%. So I want to pull one more card for you guys. You guys got two. Okay, so we got these two. Hang on, let me just put this down. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, by the way, is the Eight of Wands. So that's nice. So we have the, oh my goodness, Seven of Swords reversed and the Five of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, so this has definitely been tough. I can see that. The Seven of Swords upright is all about deception. So what I really feel here It's interesting, we have that yin yang on the Seven of Swords, and it's very similar in imagery to the fish on the full moon in Pisces card. I feel like the truth is coming into your awareness, and this is going to help liberate you from that Five of Pentacles energy of feeling like you don't have enough, whether that's you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough spiritual support, you don't have enough answers, whatever it is. I feel like there's just this like, whatever journey you've been on, I feel like you've had a lot of fire and a lot of passion for it to the point where it's burning you out. And I feel like your soul lessons that you're working on is how to come into healing, how to come into growth and evolution and expansion from a very grounded, balanced perspective, right? To let things, to like go on the journey and let things unfold more naturally for you. And this has really good, beautiful results waiting up ahead for you, because I love, look at, you have a 5, you have a 7, and then in the middle you've got that 6 of Wands, right? So this is where you have, you have the truth coming out, and it's freeing you from this like abandonment, lackful energy. And what sits right in the middle of those two things is like a sweet victory, right? Public recognition for all of your efforts. Yeah, I'm trying to just, This doesn't feel done. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to get that last like little bit. So what's the last message you want to send off, Spirit? Yeah, okay. This would be the High Priestess. Okay, so there's a lot right now that you don't know. And it's interesting because on the bottom is the Moon card in reverse. So I feel like with this Seven of Swords reverse, this hasn't been revealed to you yet. I feel like this may be a missing piece of information that you need in order to come into this like very calm, very balanced healing space. With the High Priestess, I feel like it's currently not, it's something that you're currently still unaware of. And again, with that moon energy on the bottom as well. First of all, that's Piscean and Cancerian energy. So you may be dealing with a Cancer or Pisces, or that may be you. But this is very much like, this is being obstructed from your spiritual view at this time to help you learn this lesson, and that you will get the answers you need as you come into greater balance and acceptance and release control and resistance at the same time, if that makes any sense. So whatever answers you need are going to come. It's just like, just relax, take it one day at a time. And as frustrating as it can be in certain moments, really try to remember that you're on a journey right now, and that it's, no journey happens all at once. It's not instantaneous, but it doesn't mean you're not moving forward, okay? So yeah, I hope that was helpful for you, Group 3. If you need help with your specific situation, I offer a variety of readings. The link to my Etsy shop's in the description box down below. And if you don't see anything there that meets your specific spiritual or financial needs, please DM me, because I'm happy to make a custom reading. Also in the description box are links to my social media pages where I post regular content, so feel free to check those out. And I also have a couple of donation pages in case you're interested in helping to support the channel in a concrete monetary way, although just your viewership is more than enough and incredibly appreciated. So with all that being said, I hope you guys are having a spectacular day. I love you all very, very much, and I will be seeing you soon. All right, bye guys.